山からおはよう Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. So long time, right? Well, during winter I didn't have chance to do anything actually, so I hope to recover in the coming months. But yeah, it snowed yesterday and hopefully the last one, but not sure. Our plant, we have our garlic, as you remember, they're fine, I hope so. But the good part is that I don't have to cut the grass. It's so nice to see all the grass dead. I know it's bad to say that, but it's finally clean the field. But what I want to do now is to propagate the grapes. Usually I do that in Tokyo around February. We are middle of March now, but here it's colder, so I feel like it's easier as this time to do what we have to do. So without further ado, let's check it out. What's the status of our grapes and how we will perform the pruning that will give us the pieces of grape to propagate. To propagate the grape, it's pretty straightforward and an easy process to do. We will just need one of the scissors that is done to cut the plant. You will need a vase where you put the piece of grape that you want to propagate, and usually you should cover it inside a plastic bag and close it after you put enough water inside the vase and keep it. That's all technical. What we are going to do today is instead we are going to plant directly on the ground instead of the vase, because usually with the vase you need to wait about 1 year before putting back on the ground. And what we are going to use to protect the plant from cold is this one. This cone that I purchased on Temu allows to protect the plant inside, but also air to be exchanged and water as well. And that's all. So let's check it out how you should look at the grape in order to figure it out which of the branches you have to cut. So pay attention, because if you cut it wrongly, the plant is going to die. The rule of thumb is that the piece of branch that you cut, the diameter of the piece of branch that you cut, you have to move back the exact amount from the cut, and that's the part that will survive of the plant itself. So for an example, I have this small branch here that I don't really need it for what I want to do, so I will just cut here for example. So let's say that this one is about 6 millimeters. So if I'm going to cut here at this part of the branch, the plant will survive all the way up to 5 millimeters, 6 millimeters to the cut. So everything that is from here to here will dry and die. Everything else is going to survive. So the concept that we want to do is to have a main branch, one or two, and two helper that will be used for the plant to keep growing. So if we follow the main body, we see that it's split in two. So let's consider one first. We go all the way here, and this is our main branch. So all of this part, it's already dry, actually. We don't need it. We can clean it. And if we follow, domo, konbanwa. If we are going to follow the branch here, all the way. Let me see if I can focus. Where's my hand? Okay. So you are going to follow here and it will divide it. Okay, so let's keep this in mind. Let's continue, continue, continue. It divided again here. And continue, 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 continue all the way around here. That is actually too long for what we want, right? So let's consider that this second branch that is coming out, we don't need it. So this is about 5 millimeter, 5-6 millimeter. So from the cut, from the place that it split up to 5-6 millimeter, we cut. Everything here, from here to 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter, will dry. So we need a main branch and a sub branch. Of course, the main branch should be the one that is the most genki, well developed. And this is 1 year old, so next year we are expecting to have, well, this year we are expecting to have some grapes from it. This is instead our second branch, the one that will keep growing next year. So we see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gems. It's too much. So we will try to keep usually 1, 2, around 3 gems. From here, the plant will keep growing. And this is again 5 millimeter probably. So when we cut above the gem more than the 5 millimeter, or the gem will die. Cut. Then the main branch, let's see where we can cut. Let's say we keep till here, okay? We have few gems, so the plant itself can actually grow. Okay, let's keep one more here. So what we have to do, this is about a centimeter, right? So we will make sure that the plant is cut at least a centimeter after the gem. So here should be okay. Now all of this part that we have cut is the one, now that I will remove, that will be used to propagate the plant. So let's keep here for the moment, we will check it out later. Let's continue, cut the other part of the grape. So we know that it goes up, here was the main split, and we have one here and one here. This is so long, okay? So let's consider this one as the branch that will propagate later, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's consider 4 gem, and let's cut more or less here. And this one will be used then to create new plants. And then we have here the new main branch that is going to do here. So this one we actually don't need, because if you split too much, the plant will need to distribute all the energy, right? So here, this is also 1 centimeter. So let's say we will cut here. So even if it dries, it has enough space to don't kill the plant. This one is dry, we don't need. This one also we don't need. And this one we don't need. This one we don't need. So now this is our main branch. It's going to split again. This is not what we want. So we are going to cut here. This is our main branch. Again, is split. Now, between these two, this one is the most genki. So this one would be the one that would be cut. Let's say here the branch. We don't need here the gem. So, okay, here this one also we don't need. We don't need. So this will be our main branch. And again, we can keep more or less the same length that we have done with the previous one. So we are going to cut here. And all of this will be used for propagate our grape. And again, we will do later. So we have now, just to recap, we have this one that we don't need from here. Okay. So we have the main body, this one also. Yes, we don't need this neither. This one is the old one. Okay. So to recap, you have a main body and now it splits in two. Okay? So let's go to one. All the nutrients is coming here and we have the first split that we have decided to keep. This one will grow for next year, creating new branches, and this one will be the one that will create the grape for us. With the same concept, we do the same on the other side. We have this one to grow for new branches, and this one to get all the main nutrients and make the plant keep growing and give us the grape. So what we have to do now is simply make sure that you attach to whatever you want to use to have that properly propagate. So let me do that and you will see how it works. Okay, so how do you propagate? It's simpler than you can imagine. So we say that, for example, for the second plant, we have cut really lots of branches, but try to get, again, the thick one, because it means that they are the most skanky, the one that have more chance to propagate. And what you have to do, you simply have to cut a piece of that will have 4 gem at least. Try to not go more than that. That will have 4 gem available. So, for example, this piece that I have here with me, we have 1 gem, 2 gem, 3 gems here, and the 4th over there. So I'm going to cut a little bit after the last gem, same rule of thumb, and a little bit after the first one. So this will be the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gems that we will use to propagate our grape. And because this is, again, big and long one, we can do with other pieces as well. So again, let's take strong part, so let me cut here. Okay, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 gem and cut. And this one too we can use. Let me see. 1 gem. This is only 2 gem. No. This piece is more or less kinky, so we can try 1 gem, 2 gem, 3 gem, and 4 gem, and we cut. Okay. Again, technically, you can do as many as you want, based on how long is the piece of grape that you have cut. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This plant actually, the branches were a little bit less thick compared with the second plant, but the logic is the same, so we are going to 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this will be our first, and this one, no, let me see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these are too many. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4. Okay, so we have ready for the other plant as well. So in total we have 5 here and 5 here, 10. That's pretty good, right? So let's go to the next step. So of course I didn't push the record button, but you have to simply stick the piece of grape that you have cut inside the ground, as I did here. And then we put our cone to cover, and that's all. Just put an additional stick here so that this one is not going to move with the wind, and your pieces of grape will stay safe. Now, when you put in the ground, when you stick the stick in the ground, 1 or 2 gems has to be inside the ground. That because they will generate the roots for you and make the plant strong. Again, easy things for grapes. Let's wait a couple of months to see how they will grow, how they will start creating nice green leaves. But as usual, till next time, see you. Bye!